Hello students, welcome back to our Form 4 CRE lesson. We introduced ourselves to the first topic, which is Christian approaches to life skills. We looked at some skills in life that can be used, and now we want to actually outline the life skills themselves. Life skills. Last time we looked at various Christian values that can be applied or that can be cultivated in a society to create a just society. This society will be created by Christians, not anybody else. If others will join in, then Christians must take the lead. Now, these Christians who are creating a just society, they may not afford to create a just society unless they have what we call life skills. What is a life skill? What is it all about? A life skill is an ability. Life skills are abilities that help people to develop positive behavior so that they are able to effectively meet the demands of this life. So they are simply abilities, of course, abilities in life that help people to develop positive behavior, so that they are able to effectively deal with demands that challenge them in life. So the issue here is developing positive behavior. There are challenges in life, and people deal with them differently. And what actually draws the line between those who manage to deal with these challenges positively and those ones who do not manage is actually the behavior that they have. Is the behavior positive? Is the behavior negative? When a challenge gets to your life, do you take it negatively? Do you face it negatively? Do you face it positively? Do you look at it as if it has come to finish you, or do you look at it as if it has come to build you? That is the behavior we are talking about. What do you feel about the challenge? Therefore, naturally, we may not really be able to know how to deal with these life challenges. And that is why today we want to look at the life skills that we require to look for so that we can be able to deal with life challenges effectively. I'll give about 5 of them. One is critical thinking. Critical thinking. An ability that can enable somebody to face a challenge bigger than him or her successfully. What is critical thinking? Critical thinking, in layman's language, is thinking about thinking. Thinking about thinking. You are thinking fine, but have you rethought of what you are thinking? That's what we call critical thinking. You have a situation before you. You have a solution. You have a solution with you, or a variety of solutions with you. But how do you decide which solution to take and not to take the others? This is what we are calling critical thinking. Meaning, you have variety of ways of doing things. But what will make you to pick one and leave out others? It's because you will reason out all the solutions that you have. Think about them, reason about them, and then, of course, you pick the best. And when you are critically thinking about an issue, of course, you must have the knowledge of the kind of solutions that you have. Are you informed about the solutions that you are taking, so that you can now make a decision on the kind of the decision that you want to take in order to face the challenge? Remember, here we have a challenge. And unless you manage the challenge can easily manage you. And therefore, we call for critical thinking as a life skill. A critical thinker, if a student, will manage to pass exam. How and why? Because before giving an answer, he'll or she'll think about the question first before deciding on what answers to give, and at the same time think about the answers he's giving, and even give reasons as to why he's giving the answers he's giving. In determining what may be true or false in life, because in life we are given a lot of information, how do you sieve to get true and leave the false information out? Of course, it will be through critical thinking. In society, we know there is a lot of falsehood. And what separates those who manage to deal with falsehood and those who do not manage? It's simply critical thinking. Supposing you are a student and you have a lover somewhere, and somebody just comes and lies to you that she or he saw your lover with another person elsewhere, and he knows very well, she knows very well she's lying to you. What are you going to do? Are you going to blink? Are you going to cry? What are you going to do? What will help you is simply thinking about what you are thinking. Will you really think that whatever you're being told is actually a lie? That is all what we mean by critical thinking. It is a life skill that normally makes some people to succeed in life while majority are failing in life. In critical thinking, people who think critically will never disrespect others. They will always look at others as people who are respectable, and in most cases will listen to their views. Listen to their views. It doesn't matter. Do you think the views are nonsense? They will never interrupt. They will listen to them, then they will go and think about whatever that person was trying to say. A critical thinker will identify his goals, all her goals. And what will he do or will she do? Nothing will divert him from his or her goals, because he has thought critically about his goals, all her goals, and she or he is working very hard to achieve the goals. Other people or other things may not easily distract a critical thinker. So can we all try and begin thinking about what we think about our challenges of life? Skill number 2, creative thinking. Creative thinking. What is creative thinking? You are thinking fine, but are you thinking creatively? What differentiates successful people from failures is actually this creative thinking. Everybody thinks, but it's not everybody who thinks creatively. So what are we saying here? Creative thinking involves coming up with new ways of doing things. Come up with new ways of doing things. New ways of doing things. I can give a very good example. The man who came up with M-Pesa. Creative thinking, a good idea, selling idea, going globally. And I'm told originated from Kenya. And many other young people are coming up with good ideas. It's because they are thinking creatively, not photocopying what other people have done. They are thinking creatively, coming up with new ideas, and of course learning away with these ideas. And when it comes to deal with the situations in life, of course they'll again think creatively on how to deal with an issue in life. So when you talk of creative thinking, of course it calls for imagination. One must be imaginative. One must have a lot of originality. You must be authentic in your thinking. Not thinking because you realized others are thinking along the same line. And we realize that in today's life, everybody requires to think creatively. When you look around, You can see some people making their life very successful simply because of thinking creatively. The actors, the singers, and even those people who spend time making others happy, making others laugh. We can give an example of Churchill Live. Look at those personalities coming to present their items, very creative. And look at what is happening. They are having a very successful life. Can we begin thinking creatively? Be original in our thinking. And if we approach life and our challenges creatively, we shall not only come out with good solutions to the challenges, but also solutions that will build us and build our societies. Life skill number 3, decision making. Decision making. What is decision making? It's simply making up one's mind. Making up one's mind. You may be faced by a challenge and you go seeking people's advice, but will they make a decision for you? By the end of the day, it is you who will make your decision. So we must learn to make decisions. As much as we are advised, but can we learn to make decisions? And how do we make decisions? We must have true knowledge. Have true knowledge of the issue that you are dealing with. Have true knowledge. Be informed. Are you dealing with true information or wrong information? Because if you're dealing with false information, of course, it will mislead you and you'll end up making a wrong decision. Decision making helps in solving conflicts and dilemma. You are in a conflict, you are in a dilemma, and you don't know how to make a decision or how to solve the problem. Learn to make your decision by gathering information. Be informed. Ignorance will not lead you to making good decisions. You must be well informed about the issue surrounding your challenge. Decision making will enable us to choose the best option. We may come up with the best option, although there may be many options, but we'll come up with a better option. So decision making will make us, out of the many choices that we have, we may come up with better options of the many we have. Meaning, you have many options, but how do you come out with the best? It's only through, of course, you'll have thought critically, you'll have thought creatively, and finally now make a decision on your solution. And you know what? Once you learn to make your decisions, in most cases, you'll end up achieving your goal. You'll easily achieve your goal. So what can decision making do in a society? Decision making can contribute to the creation of a just society. How? If everybody made decisions after well thinking about the whatever is facing him, then it means good decisions will be made and people can easily live in peace and harmony. Why? Because decisions will not be made in a hurry. They will be well thought out, and of course, a person who will have thought critically will not make a decision that will either hurt himself or herself or even hurt others. I want you to imagine a society where a government makes decisions that actually help its people. A society where politicians make decisions that can bring prosperity in a nation. A situation where politicians can make decisions that will create peace and coexistence in a society. You can now see how decision making is helpful in a society and can easily take a nation or a society go far. I'm sorry to mention this, but supposing decision making was well done by everybody in the society in 2007-2008 general election violence. Supposing those people in various homes, in various neighborhoods, actually made decisions, thought about what they were, their actions, we would not have had what we went through. Therefore, we encourage each and everybody, before you make any decision, before you make decisions, think critically and learn to make your own decision after thoroughly gathering information and analyzing the true information, not false information. Number 4, self-esteem. Self-esteem. What is self-esteem? This is the way one feels about himself. How we feel about ourselves. This is what we call self-esteem. It is simply an awareness of our individual attitudes and values. Are you aware of your attitudes and values? Are you aware of your weaknesses and strengths? This is all about self-esteem. And you know, a person who has self-esteem also has what we call self-dignity. This is a person who respects himself. He will not be swayed anyhow because he likes himself or herself, likes his values, and more so respects other people. And therefore, if everybody in the society actually had self-esteem, accept challenges as they come, develop close and healthy relationship, believe in ourselves, and of course in our abilities, and as well believe in those who surround us, our neighbors. And if we did that, we could easily become the people we want to be. A person with self-esteem will easily become a person he or she wants to be, because will not be swayed anyhow by anybody. And finally, 5, assertiveness. Assertiveness. What do we mean by assertiveness? This is the way of expressing one's feelings, and one's feelings or desires. Feelings/desires openly. Expressing your feelings and your desires openly. Of course, this means since you have self-esteem, you know what you want in life, you can easily express what you want, what you desire to other people openly. Of course, when we talk about assertiveness, it is also the ability to take necessary steps to achieve what you want. It's not, by the way, we must differentiate assertiveness from pride. It's not pride. It's very different from pride. It's very different. It is simply knowing yourself. You know yourself and you want people to know how you feel. You don't fear. Neither can you be intimidated. So people who are assertive, of course, will make other people know what they feel and what they desire without at the same time undermining other people's feelings and desires. Or in simple words, they will also respect other people's feelings and desires. They will refuse to bow to pressure at whatever point, at whatever cost. They will demand for their rights when they are violated because they are assertive. They will also convince others to get to their side because these are people who will be a little bit difficult to be convinced to go to the other side. So they will easily convince others, and therefore these are the people who are actually leaders in our society. And anybody can choose to be assertive. Anybody can choose to be a leader in his or her society. Now, students, how do you think assertiveness can contribute to the creation of a just society? If you became assertive, Can we really create a just society out of being assertive? Supposing everybody was assertive, can a society be just? The society of all people who are assertive because they respect each other. These are people with self-esteem. Okay? These are people who also who can make decisions, cannot be influenced to make decisions by other people, who think creatively, and more important, think critically. What a just society we can create. So students, I would want that you analyze how each of these life skills can help Christians to create a just society. And until next time, goodbye.